Don't wait for permission to believe in yourself. What's impossible becomes possible at the end of the day. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Makamba, the Unfiltered Conversations. I remain your host, Enobong, and I'm so glad you're joining me back for another honest chat on this beautiful season of Makamba Unfiltered Conversations. Today is a really special one for me, one that I have titled Dear Younger Me. We're stepping back to look at the path I've walked and to share those golden lessons I wish I had known when I just started out in life. In my career, one time running a business, in my relationships, and of course, everything that literally concerns my life. For someone who grew up here in Lagos, trust me, I have a story to tell. I'd like you to first of all know that this is not about regrets. No, not at all. It's about grabbing the wisdom that only comes with experience. As they say, wisdom is profitable to direct. The kind forged in wins, the kind forged in tough times. My hope is that sharing my personal experience, my aha moments, we can all shorten our different learning curves because someone has gone ahead of you and made certain mistakes. It would help you to navigate your paths and with more clarity, with more courage, and with a lot more self-compassion, begin to live a better and fulfilled life. So settle in, take your time, grab your coffee, water, champagne, juice, anything that makes you happy, because we're about to write a letter to our younger selves together. Are we ready? When I say dear younger me, Enobong is not dwelling on regrets. No, not at all. It's about embracing the awesome power of hindsight. It's about appreciating every single step that has happened in the course of my life. The detours, the stumbles, the leaps of faith. Because all these things came together to shape me to who I am today. My Bible says everything worketh together for good. So all the detours, all the stumbles, all the rumbles, all the chaos, all the crisis have all come together to make me who I am today. And that's why Enobong is sitting in front of the camera trying to share her younger self with you. We are extracting lessons, seeing them as crucial building blocks, not as mistakes that we want to undo. There's a popular quote, if you never make mistakes, then how did you grow? Hindsight gives us clarity. It gives us clarity into knowing that what's impossible becomes possible at the end of the day. When you are younger, you're just trying to figure things out. You're looking back, you're doing things, you're doing extraordinary mistakes, you're making mistakes here and there. However, it also helps that you're connecting the dots and beginning to understand the deeper meaning of the issues that gave you some crazy setbacks at some point in your life. Hindsight is like a map. After you've walked the path, then you get to a spot and suddenly, everything begins to make a lot of sense. Now, here is the cool part. Yes, there is a cool part. It's not all gloom and doom. We all have a younger self. No matter your age, we all have those if only I knew moments. If only it was that time. If only someone had told me. So this episode is a gift from me to you about my past to my present. And I'm sharing it with you. Hopefully, these hard-won truths will give you a shortcut. I'm not one for shortcuts, but in this particular season and episode, yes, we will give you shortcuts, a moment of clarity, or just the courage to embrace your unfiltered journey with confidence. The whole essence is at the end of this episode, you should come out unscathed and with a lot more confidence than you had when you started. So let's dive into some practical truths. I wish my younger self knew earlier. First up, career. Career paths are really linear. For the young professional out there, the young man, the young woman who is grappling at work and is wondering what is going on, trust me, career paths are really linear. We go up thinking that when we pick a path and climb, that we can be on that, level one after the other. But no, as they say, life is not fair. Life doesn't exactly work like that today. There are pivots, there are detours, there are complete changes that occur that are not just common. But however, they are necessary for real growth and finding your true calling. For someone like me that has had to pivot through 3 different industries in my lifetime, trust me when I tell you that the career path is not linear. I remember when I was in a corporate role, and it was quite a successful corporate role. I felt stuck even in that role. The thought of pivoting was terrifying. I felt like I had gotten to a point where I needed to admit that there was some sort of failure, But I took the leap and I said, no, I may not be able to continue to function in this current state where I am, but I can pivot into other levels. And so I moved from a particular flourishing, successful banking career, and I pivoted into the power sector. And I pivoted again when I felt that somewhat failure feeling coming again, and pivoted into another sector, which was the aviation sector. Was still a bit, I am not there yet. And I still felt, it's not where I still want to be. There is still something gnawing on the inside of me. I still haven't hit the pivot level. And so I finally pivoted into where my passion really lies. It's not a new job. It was just profound alignment and fulfillment that it became this brave decision that unlocked a new level of impact for me. And that is the level where I am now, where I'm mentoring, I'm counseling, I'm coaching, I'm training. So it's important to understand that a career path is not always linear. You have to deliberately and intentionally discover where your passion aligns and where your passion is fulfilled. And that brings me to the second truth. Mistakes are not failures, they are mentors. That sounds ridiculous to somebody right now watching, but no. A lot of us continue to avoid our mistakes. We continue to hide behind our mistakes. But honestly, my biggest lessons have come from the biggest blunders that I have made, in my life. I recall several decisions that I have taken that flopped. These decisions cost me money, they cost me relationships, and they even cost me my ego. Yeah, my ego. Where there was a point when I was priding, like we say here in Lagos, But at some point, I realized that instead of burying those mistakes, instead of dissecting those mistakes and causing there to be blames, I realized that painful, unfiltered look at my misjudgment taught me more than any success ever could. And yes, mistakes can actually become your biggest success stories. So please hear this. Mistakes are not endpoints. They are critical learning opportunities, raw data for your next better decision. They build resilience. So you need to learn to embrace them. You need to learn from them. You need to learn to crucially look at them in the face with the hope of moving forward. Don't let them define you as anything less than capable, and constantly see yourself as growing. Did you get that? Mistakes are not your endpoints. Mistakes are your mentors. Now let's try. Let's see, what does the next one tell us? Own your worth and give yourself permission to grow. That is something I would tell my younger self again. Own your worth and give yourself permission to grow. This is where I come up with the issue of self-doubt and imposter syndrome. That time when you think that you can't do this, it's bigger than me. You've been given something to do. You've been given a project. You've been given an opportunity, but you say to yourself, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's nagging, that nagging feeling on the inside of you, telling you you're not good enough, saying to you that you will be found out. You're hiding behind this. Oh, you'll be found out. It can hold back many brilliant opportunities for you. This imposter syndrome has held back many brilliant leaders, many amazing people that could have been doing great things and making impacts and turning the world. But they wrestled with the imposter syndrome. Early in my public speaking days, and that brings a smile to my face, I was invited to speak at an event where you had industry captains, you had major people, government, and all that. My inner critic screamed at me. It yelled on the inside of me, saying, who are you? Who do you think you are? You can't handle this. Many others have come on this stage and they couldn't do this. But here you are thinking you can do this. And it paralyzed me. Oh, yes, it did. But then I chose to lean on the unfiltered truth of my experiences and the genuine desire that I had to share. So I went on that stage, not pretending, just being Enobong. I went on that stage and I shared my truth. I shared everything from the inside of me that my heart could muster. And guess what? Oh, you don't want to know. I had a standing ovation. The reception was so validating. And from that day, I broke the imposter syndrome. I broke the self-doubt that was inside of me. That taught me to trust my instincts, to recognize my inherent value. Your unique experiences, your perspective, those are your superpowers. Don't wait for permission to believe in yourself. Your gut always knows more than your doubts. Yes, let me repeat that. Your gut always knows more than your doubts. Are we enjoying this so far? Brings me to another crucial lesson. Give yourself permission to grow. You've got to give yourself permission to grow. Yes, you listening, you out there, give yourself permission to grow. We often get stuck in old roles or expectation, but hey, growth is dynamic. It means letting go of what no longer serves you, serves who you are becoming. You are not static. You are meant to evolve. This might mean shedding old skin. It might mean stepping out of comfort zones and embracing a new you. Even the stone that you kick outside, it moved, didn't it? Yeah, give yourself permission to grow. Step out of anything that remotely seems too familiar to you and then get into things that seem unfamiliar. Guess what? Enobong is doing something that is really unfamiliar to her. I am here today. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a very corporate person, but Enobong is here hosting Makamba Unfiltered Conversations. Give yourself the grace and freedom to change, to redefine success on your own terms. Your growth is your right, a beautiful, unfiltered process. So as I wrap up and as I close this episode of Dear Younger Me, of the season of Makamba Unfiltered Conversations, I would like us to quickly recap. Career paths are not linear, and pivots are powerful. Mistakes are not failures, but invaluable mentors. Confront your self-doubt by trusting your worth, and most importantly, give yourself permission to grow. The heartbeat of Makamba Unfiltered Conversations is this: embracing your unfiltered journey. Every triumph, challenge, and raw lesson is the most direct path to profound growth, real connection, and lasting impact. It is in those unvarnished truths that you find your greatest strength and unlock your true potential. These series, these episodes, this season is truly about living authentically and owning your story. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to Makamba, the Unfiltered Conversations. Whenever you listen, your subscription helps us to reach more amazing people. Leave a rating and a review and also make a huge difference. And if you know someone who needs these unfiltered truths, please share this episode with them. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, as always, for spending this time with me. Until next time, keep it real, keep it raw, keep it unfiltered. This is Enobong, and you've been listening to Makamba, the Unfiltered Conversations.